Hello, this is the daily COVID update from Deccan Herald. I'm Suraksha.
I'm Akhil.
On the bulletin today, Karnataka records its highest ever number of COVID-19 cases so far, and the source of infection at the Nanjangud Cluster continues to throw containment measures off the rails. The cluster has recorded 11 new cases today, but first the national numbers from Akhil.
Despite the centre's assertions that the lockdown has slowed down the doubling rate of the COVID-19 cases, Karnataka has continued to see a huge spike. So has the rest of the country. As we go into this recording, India is headed towards 14,000 total reported cases. The country has over 11,000 active carriers of the virus, almost 2,000 patients have recovered since they were first tested, and the death toll has climbed to 465. ICMR has received more than 3 lakh samples from across the country. Over 27,000 samples were received yesterday.
Karnataka recorded 44 new cases of COVID-19 today, the highest that the state has recorded so far. With this, there are 258 active cases in Karnataka. The state has not recorded any deaths today. 88 people have been discharged so far. At 61 cases, Mysuru has overtaken Bengaluru urban and has the highest number of active cases in the state. The Nanjangud Cluster saw 11 new cases and they have all been traced back to patient 52, the first patient from this cluster. More than 50 cases have been reported from the Nanjangud Cluster so far. Bengaluru urban has seen 10 cases, of whom 2 patients have presented symptoms of severe acute respiratory illness. The others are direct contacts of previously diagnosed patients. Hospete in Ballari has reported 7 new cases today, all of whom are direct contacts of patient 141. 5 cases have come in from Belagavi, all are connected to patient 127. Chikbalapura and Mandya have reported 3 cases each. All new cases in these 2 districts are direct contacts of patient 171 and 250 respectively. Vijayapura has reported 2 patients, they are direct contacts of patient 221. Bidar and Dakshina Kannada have reported 1 case each, while the patient from Dakshina Kannada has a travel history to Delhi on the 28th of March. The patient from Bidar was a contact of someone who had travelled to Delhi. In Mysuru, the district administration and the health department are under pressure to reveal the source of infection for patient 52, the index patient for the Nanjangud cluster who was diagnosed with the virus on March 26. The Nanjangud cluster refers to cases linked to patient 52, an employee of Jubilant Generics, a pharmaceutical company. More than 50 cases have been reported from this cluster, and all the patients are either direct contacts such as his co-workers or secondary contacts such as the family of his co-workers. The pharma company has said that patient 52 does not have a travel history, nor had any of their other employees travelled abroad in the last 6 months. Once contact tracing began for patient 52, there are reports that he might have contracted the virus by coming in contact with the surface of medical consignment that has arrived from China. The pharma company subsequently confirmed that their consignment was safe and virus-free.
A look at the numbers from across the country now. Maharashtra continues to have the highest number of active carriers of the novel coronavirus in the country. 15 new cases have been reported from Dharavi today. The state's housing department has issued instructions to landlords to postpone rent collection by 3 months. Delhi has more than 1,500 active cases in the country. Tamil Nadu has reported 56 fresh cases today and has over 1,000 active cases. Madhya Pradesh recorded 361 cases yesterday and has 1,171 cases. Gujarat recorded 170 cases today. Ahmedabad continues to be the worst hit city in the state and among the top hotspots in the country. Authorities in the city are planning to ramp up testing, and the city's municipal commissioners urged citizens to sponsor a test so that the number of tests can be increased. Karnataka has moved 1 spot up and is now in the 11th position. Officials in Tamil Nadu are accusing Kerala of double standards while recording COVID-19 death cases. The blame game started as the death of a Kerala native in Tamil Nadu had not been recorded in each of the states. Earlier, a man from Puducherry had succumbed to the virus in Kerala's Kannur district. However, Kerala officials didn't add it to the state's tally. The reason that the deceased did not belong to Kerala. However, now Kerala health officials are asking for the death of the Kerala native to be added to Tamil Nadu's death toll. According to the Kerala health minister, the patient from Puducherry was not included in the state's tally as he had contracted the virus in Puducherry and not in Kannur, but was treated in Kerala and hence his death must be recorded in Puducherry. She said that this was being done according to the central government's norms. Moving on to the global fight against the pandemic, India has joined Germany, France, and 22 other nations in endorsing the World Health Organization as the backbone of efforts to contain the COVID-19 pandemic, signaling that it had no intention to rally behind the United States, but recently stopped funding the international agency. President Trump had criticized the WHO for not recommending restrictions on travel from China to the US and other nations for several days after the COVID-19 outbreak was reported in the communist country. India indicated that it would not support any move to throw the WHO under the bus at a time when the international organization should instead be allowed to do its job of coordinating the global fight to contain the pandemic.
Moving on to the other news related to COVID-19 measures in the country, the Reserve Bank of India announced the second round of incentives to boost the economy following the slowdown caused by the COVID-related lockdown. In a fresh incentive for the banks to lend more, the RBI has freed up more capital for the lenders by cutting reverse repo rate, the rate at which banks park their fund with RBI, by 25 basis points to 3.75%. The bad loan recognition period by banks has been increased to 180 days. A 50,000 crore rupees special finance facility has also been announced for all India financial institutions such as NABARD, SIDBI and NHB, as they have been unable to raise fresh resources from the markets. This will enable refinancing of rural regional banks, cooperative banks, microfinance institutions, scheduled commercial banks and housing finance companies. Following the MHA guidelines that announced easing of the lockdown announced 2 days ago, the centre has included some more exemptions today. The scheduled tribes and other forest dwellers can collect, harvest and process minor forest produce and non-timber forest produce now. Harvesting and other activities in bamboo, coconut, arecanut, cocoa and spice plantations can resume. Non-banking financial institutions including housing finance companies and microfinance institutions have been exempted, although they are allowed to function with bare minimum staff. Construction activities in rural areas including water supply and sanitation, laying power transmission lines and optical fiber cables have also been exempted from the lockdown restrictions. In news from Karnataka, and a first in the country, Karnataka has brought down the cost of testing COVID-19 samples from 4,500 rupees to 2,250 rupees per sample. A government order to this effect was issued on Friday, but private labs say that they are in the dark about this and that this order comes as a surprise to them. The private labs have also expressed concerns about the availability of test kits, as the order says the government will not be providing them any. Chief Minister B.S. Yadurappa has said that the lockdown relaxation in the state depends on the number of cases reported in the next few days. In a huge change in the testing strategy that was being followed a few weeks ago, the Chief Minister has asked anyone displaying symptoms of COVID-19 to get themselves tested. Testing will also begin in 11 districts in Karnataka that have so far not reported any COVID-19 cases. The state has received 1 lakh rapid testing kits so far and is awaiting permission to start plasma therapy. 10 more testing labs are also likely to receive ICMR approval by the end of this month. Deputy Chief Minister C.N. Ashwath Narayan, who also holds the ITBT portfolio, held a video conference with industry leaders from Bengaluru today to assess preparations for ITBT companies to resume work from April 20th. He has asked companies to avoid laying off people during this time and has suggested salary cuts instead. The guidelines from the Ministry of Home Affairs allowed ITBT companies to resume operations at 50% of their usual strength from April 20th. Among the issues discussed were vehicle passes for the employees and protocol for sanitizing workplaces in the event of a COVID-19 case being reported from an office space. About 8.5 lakh Kannadigas living in the Gulf have petitioned the state government to urge the centre to fly them back home. In a memorandum, they appeal to the state that while most white-collar workers have been able to work from home, the blue-collar workers have been left jobless and forced to remain in densely populated areas. In the midst of the pandemic, a special train to Jammu with hundreds of troops departed Bengaluru. The Ministry of Defence said that the move was undertaken to ensure operational preparedness of frontline units. A source said that the move was to help decongest training bases in the city. All troop members are said to have undergone medical screening and are instructed to maintain preventive guidelines. In Kalburgi, a police sub-inspector and a child development project officer have been suspended for dereliction of duty. The officials were suspended for failing to prevent the Siddhalingeshwara Ratha Utsava held amid a nationwide lockdown at Ravur village near Wadi. Actor politician Nikhil Kumaraswamy got married in the presence of his grandfather, former PM H.D. Devagowda, and his father, former CM H.D. Kumaraswamy, at a farm in Kettaganahalli near Bidadi today. While originally the wedding was expected to be held in Ramnagar on a grand scale, it was later decided that it would just be a family affair in the light of ensuing pandemic.
Meantime, the UK has announced an additional charter flight from Bengaluru to London to take back Britons stranded in Karnataka. The first flight from Bengaluru will take off on 20th April from Kempegowda International Airport. The second is on the 23rd. People who are most vulnerable will be prioritized for seats on these flights. People who have already registered for flights need not take any further action at this stage. They will be contacted with further information about their seats. The British High Commission will continue to provide consular support to British nationals who remain in India. Links with detailed information are in the description below. Before we go, here are some visuals of determination or despair, depending on what you want to make of it. Ibrahim, the young man in the pictures, is cycling back home to meet his mother in Jharkhand, over 2,000 kilometers away. Ibrahim started his journey early this morning and hopes to reach Hyderabad by tomorrow evening. He used to work as a cook in Hosur. Following the ban on transport, decided to cycle home to be with his mother. That's all from Suraksha and me today. For the latest updates, log on to DeccanHello.com. Stay safe, stay indoors, and we'll see you tomorrow.